Okay, so here is my next attempt. I've already done this like 3 times. Um, as you can see, it's paused because this is basically a commentary over what I've already done. I'm gonna do all the endings. I'm gonna do all this stuff. This isn't a full video because for whatever reason the last bit got cut off, which would have been basically the ending of pretty much the ending is cut off. Well, not the actual ending of the game, but an ending is cut off of this video. It was longer, so I'm gonna hit play and commentate over what's happening. So I'm loading. It's the 22nd. This is the doctor's special day. You have to have sex with her on all occasions. Um, and you're basically just gonna see what it takes. That item right there, you need that, and that's for the second sex scene. You can't use it and the uh, item at the end of the hallway at the same time. They negate each other, and that is actually how you engage. You know, whatever. I decided to show that off. Um, so now you would have had sex, and now I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna show you the the other items. That's the radish, and that's the last item you'll use for the radish quest. You start with that one, then you use that one, then you go to the radish, and you have to keep checking the stats. That's how you know when to change it. And if she was naked right here, you would get her dressed. So it's just one of those special little conversations. Um, and so now it's after school, and you want to. She'd be naked at this point, so really follow the exact steps I'm taking. Otherwise, you are going to get busted by the cops, and you won't be able to get the ending. Um, the problem, it's a variation of the best ending, and I'll talk about the endings on a day when I can. See right there, that middle step that I walked around. Yeah, that's dangerous, and so that's where he is, and you go down, nipple piercings, which I'm going to use. You aren't going to see them, but they're there. Um, and now I'm going to try and do something, but I run out of time. So I guess I'll just mention the first ending. The first ending, you do nothing. Basically, the robot disappears, the controller disappears, nothing happens. And that's pretty much the end. Um, Now, here's a few more special little events that I've found. You try and take the bath. You hit that. She gets out. She stands there. I'm going to keep doing that until I get the second event right here. And you can make her strip. And I do it because, well, you don't see any nudity. She's just in a towel. And of course, at that time, you would also have had sex with the teacher, but not the teacher, but the doctor. But because you already know the route from her room to his room, I'm just showing you some extra stuff. And at night, you can come and you can use the teacher as a vacuum. And I was going to show that with everybody, where I realized that I couldn't was the transfer student, because that would end the day and it would go straight to the ending. And the same thing, I did do it with the mother, but the video for some reason cut off. So now it's just it's a blank day. You don't really need to do anything on this day. That's a special option. And what you'll end up doing, so I'll talk about the next ending. You focus only on the mother and possibly on the teacher and the sister, but not enough to get the transfer student. And basically the robot disappears, but you still have the controller. So whoever you had, you still get, even though you only see the mother. Here's a special option. You can make her do your homework. Here's another special option. I can't do it because she'd be naked. The ending after that is, you remember how I said you can choose not to cooperate with her back when you get the transfer student? Yeah, well, she'll shoot your ass and you die. And then if you don't get the doctor, she shows up and castrates you. And today is the teacher's special day, so you're going to want to have sex with her at all 4 points. And because you have all the characters, you get a harem ending, and they have some dialogue, which really doesn't emote to much, except for when you look at it all objectively, and then you do what I'm doing here. If you haven't guessed, these are special days. You catch my drift. Basically, they'll all be pregnant if you do it right, but it's very fickle because I've never actually quite figured out what you need to do. Because I've had sex, all 4 times with all of them, and sometimes one or two of them, or even three of them, won't show up pregnant. I don't know if there's an odds that are played or, you know, what, but, yeah, that's just something I ran into, and it's kind of jarring, that you can't do that. It's supposed to be a special ending, and I don't know exactly what the statistics for it are. Um, Here, I'm going to use this option. I would use the alleyway thing, but you saw that enough during the transfer student. They all have special dialogue with that, by the way, so you'll probably see it if you have, because there are spare days when you don't need to do anything. And I may end up eventually re-recording this, and then tonight, like, for this particular day, using the transfer student to show you what her vacuum thing is. And I'm especially pissed that I did take it to the final day, but for some reason the last like minute and a half from like half of the mother's day onward was completely cut out. And I have no idea what caused that. And today's the sister's day. And so, yeah, that's where she spawns. And, really, there's not much to talk about. Right now, I'm just killing time by saying this stuff to you. I figured I'd show, I'm using one of the items on her. And I don't know what I was doing. I think I was talking about the exposure point originally, but like I said, my mic was on mute during this originally, so... Oh, and I'm going to show you what happens when you try and use an item and you're not ready. Yeah. There is... I also wish early on I had shown you what happens when you try and get them undressed, and they didn't have enough experience points. They basically just tell you that's sick, or why would I do that, But, this is pretty much just me showing you how to get them there. The mother's path you should know. Just remember, because, again, it gets cut off with her. And, it just follow the same path that you use with the doctor to get around that one spot. And, it makes me sad that it didn't fully get the entire video. And hopefully this works. Hopefully this one works properly. If I'd hit do homework yourself, it would have... Oh, there's a conversation where she's in the bath. She hasn't quite come out. Here she goes. Yeah, that you can run into that too, where she's in the bath and she basically tells you to go away. But this is basically, I've mentioned everything I can think of that I found. I know for a fact I will probably find something that I didn't show in this video, or I'll think about it like 5 minutes from now and I'll be kicking myself. I really, really wish I could have shown you the transfer student in the mother, their days. But, really, you're not missing much. It'd be pretty much just doing what you're seeing right now, except for with the mother. And on the transfer student's day, I'm gonna be right back. My food is done. Okay, I'm back. And as you can see, we're on the mother, and it's the morning, and it's gonna cut off very soon. See, it just ended. And I don't know why it just ended, but it did. Like, it didn't encode the last few minutes. Anyway, it's the 26th. The 27th is a free day. The 28th is a free day. It's a Sunday. The 29th is the transfer student's day. And she always appears right in front of you. So, yeah. And the secret ending that I forgot to mention is, the item in the storeroom? Use that with the teacher. Don't touch it for a while, and around this time in the game, by the way, use it when you first get her. And yeah, have the second sex scene with her. Keep using the increased sensitivity option, and oh, but make sure you save for it, because that ends your game right there. It's the only ending not in the memory thing, which is right there. That's memory, that's load, that's start. And with that, I might see you for the sister game of this, Boyish, if I ever get around to having actual editing software that I could censor it with. Because a large amount of the gameplay involves nudity. And either that or get a better recorder that likes pausing. Because this one doesn't, and I bet that pause I just did probably messed something up. And I may even do a few other Flash games like this, just to do something. But if they don't have a good story, they really aren't worth playing to me. And that's what drew me into this one, because it had a story and it had a lot of extra stuff that you could find. So, and that's my final thoughts. And if you guys who watch this have actually seen anything that I've forgotten to mention, or that you found that I don't know about, please tell me, because I'm always looking for new stuff. And with that, sayonara.